All right, guys, welcome back to Elite Barber Parlour, Elite Barber Parlour podcast. And today we are with Dahyana
Hi.
Urbano, fresh cut Manny back. So today we're just gonna be talking to Dee about, what it is to be a barber, a female barber in our industry, and how she got here and why she chose to be a barber. So Dee, you wanna tell us a little bit about why you even chose to be a barber?
Well, I was young. I was like 15 when I saw someone cut hair actually. And
Where at?
it was at Plaza Americas actually.
Oh, okay.
Like my mom would take me to a nail salon, and across from that nail salon there was a barber shop. And I'll see them, and back then I think the designs were like in
Yeah, it was a big thing at the time.
Yeah, the whole head was like wrapped up.
They'd get like a ball fade and just get the whole thing like freestyle.
Yeah, so I liked that. I was into drawing, and I was like, I want to do that in someone's head.
Yeah, I know that barbershop.
Yeah. So I know y'all had worked together for a while, huh?
I met him after though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After high school, my first job was a receptionist
Okay.
at a barbershop, and he was working there.
I got you. So like pretty much all through high school, you already knew you wanted to get into the barbershop.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, I did. But then my dad was strict.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like me being around men.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And then you didn't want to go to college, huh? You just like, I want to be a barber. That's it.
I thought about going to college actually, but nothing will pop up. You know when you think about college, you're like, oh, I want to do this, or I want to,
You're like, I don't
I'm
know.
like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason is because of my parents.
That's why you wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it never occurred to you like to pick up the trade while you were in high school of cutting hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the guy from that little barbershop, he offered to teach me on Sundays, and he's like, come on over, I'll teach you. But my dad still.
Okay. I got you. So that's pretty much what made you wait until you got out of high school.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
I remember she did, the first time you did a beard, I think it was on me. Like
Yeah.
She had shown my beard for the first time. Right
And
here.
the back of his head, too.
Yeah.
Like the...
Little edge up.
Yeah. He was the only one that let himself, actually, out of the barbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good looking, so I don't really care if people mess up my hair.
I could tell, bro, because you always let anybody line you up or taper you up or whatever.
Yeah, I just
Not too picky.
no,
Right.
I'm not picky. I'm not that picky. When I like, for example, when I get a really, really good haircut, I'm like, oh man, I like it. But I don't need to get a good haircut. Most of when I used to own a shop in Plaza Americas, actually I ended up buying that barbershop from that guy, that got Dee into the game. And I would bring a lot of students from barber school, to work for me on the weekends. We had a lot of walk-ins. And for them to get practice, I'd just be like, come me up, bro. And I wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm. So you always been like that?
Yeah. I felt that that's a good thing for upcoming barbers, for somebody to just be like, look, if you cut me up, I don't care if you mess me up. And I feel like most upcoming barbers need that because, like a lot of people are like, yeah, man, cut me up, but don't mess me up. Me, I was like, look, man, cut me up. If you mess me up, it's cool, bro. Like, just don't worry about it. And I feel like they would feel
comfortable now, right? To do that.
Yeah.
That's what he did with me, actually.
Yeah, I told her straight up. Like, look, do it. If you mess it up, my beard's going to grow back.
Mm-hmm.
If you edge me up wrong in the back, we can taper it up. Like, I don't understand why a lot of people, like, in the barber industry are like, oh, man, I'm not going to let you cut me up. Especially barber students amongst them. I'm like,
yeah.
Nah. And then, Dee, like, do you still draw? Because I know you like drawing. Do you still draw or you just forgot about that now?
I actually forgot about it.
I feel like, but remember, like, our last podcast, Alex was saying, like, every barber's kind of creative in their own ways.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a prime example. Like, everybody, because I used to draw, too. So every barber has some kind of creativity to them,
And I guess I used to draw, but as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was, like, 10.
Yeah.
And then I stopped drawing maybe after 12 or 13 years old. Like, I'm not a big drawer anymore. Dee, but, once you got into the barbershop, once you got your license and you started working, how did you feel? How was, like, in your head? Of course, you weren't talking to everybody in the shop about this is how I feel, but how did you feel, being a woman in a shop and sometimes clients, and she's new, I don't want to get a haircut from her, or she's a girl, I don't want to get a haircut from her, to now?
It really is unmotivated. because you see all these barbers around you, male barbers, and they're all getting like clients, and you're the only one sitting there waiting. Especially because like, oh, she's new, she's a girl, she might not know how to do this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So it took a lot of time for them to get used to me, especially since me and Jimmy share like some clients. It took them some time to like trust me.
Yeah, to see that you're actually serious about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when I see those clients come in, you know, that kind of didn't trust her back then, or they sit in her chair now and they don't even sit with me anymore. Like they just book with D. And even if I'm open, like they book with D. And then I have some of my clients that have seen her grow and they're like, man, bro, like she's cold. You know, now they respect her. But, you know, there was many times where like clients didn't want to, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah. And how long were you a receptionist before you actually decided to go to school?
7 months.
7 months.
I was, yeah. The shop was new too, so I saw them grow, and I would see the guys cut hair and kind of learn like the steps of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just need some practice. Yeah. I know the steps. I just need to practice. And then I decided to enroll, and I did my research.
Not like somebody.
Not like somebody. She paid $5,000 for barber school, and he paid 20.
Yeah. 17.
Oh, my bad, 17. No, and you know, kind of going. We'll touch a few subjects that we touched before when we were talking about being your own boss and being out there. Dee saw me in that barbershop that wasn't even mine. She saw me go into the streets and pass out flyers, stand in the middle of the street on Westheimer and Fonder, and she saw that at a red light. I'm passing out flyers for a shop that wasn't even mine. You know,
especially since he was booked.
Yeah.
He didn't need clients.
I didn't. And I'm over here like posting on Facebook. You know, we had Santiago and Ephraim that were new into the shop. And I'm literally posting on my Facebook saying, hey, Ephraim is open. Santiago is open. Or no, what was his name? Jesus. Jesse. I'm posting on my Facebook, but barbers don't understand that, you know, those actions will take you far. You know, I never been, you know, the 50, I don't know, maybe we lost some along the way because she's raised her prices and she's cold now. But at the beginning, I want to say like what, 50, 60, even 70% of your clients were my clients or my friends. I always posted her, you know, like, and here she is.
Yeah. So that's where you met Jimmy, when you were being a receptionist for that shop. Yeah. And how long did y'all work there together?
A few months actually, because then he left to get that barbershop.
Yeah, because that owner.
Plaza Americas?
Okay.
That owner from Plaza Americas opened a big shop on Westheimer and Fonder and actually made man. And then he sold me the little one in Plaza Americas. So I only worked with her for like 2 months.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. And she saw me booked up, you know, all the time. My clients would tip her.
Man, the clients, maybe the clients I cut now, they'll go past me and ignore me and go to him. They wouldn't say hi. I'm like, hey, welcome.
I'm gonna just walk past because I was always booked. But what about now? Do you like, you know, how do you feel now? You feel comfortable now? You know if a client walks in, oh, she's a girl. But honestly, I think your fades are pretty good compared to most barbers now.
And I'm sure you know that, right? Like with all the repetition, you know you can hold your own now.
Yeah.
In the game, how much time along the way did you think it took to get that confidence to be like, okay, I know I'm good enough. I know I could shave. I could do this. I could do that.
Quite a while actually, because I spent a year and a half with Jimmy, just me and him at a little suite. So I always saw him as like, oh, this dude is like so huge. I'm gonna get up there to his haircuts, or like to get his clients to me on my chair. So it took a lot, and then once we moved here, I saw more of y'all, more barbers, and I became more comfortable.
Gotcha.
But I think at the suite you got even more comfortable, because what I would do is I would bring her into the conversations. Even if she was just sitting in the chair, you know, she would do one client a day. But every client that walked in, I was like, hey, D, what do you think of this? We were talking about anything, any subject that was going on. And I would bring her into the conversation, and my clients would get comfortable with her. And you know, when I got sick with COVID, I was out for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So my clients had
While you were at the suite?
Yeah.
So my clients were like, hey, what's up? I was like, dude, I got COVID. D's there. And D's spent 2 weeks booked, bro. With
Didn't we have moved there also like Barely?
recently, August. I think it was August,
Yeah.
September, October, and in November 2020, I got COVID. So 4 months she was slow. After I got COVID, she just blew up. You know?
Yeah.
Why?
Because for 2 weeks I was taking care of his clients.
And that's when you were
And-
actually able to like showcase how you could cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he was texting me like, "Hey D, I cut this client like at 7 p.m. Can you stay?" I'm like, "Yeah, might as well."
And she was like 4 days. She was like, "Oh, my back."
Held it down.
I wasn't used to being like on my feet all day.
Yeah, we will watch movies all day, bro.
Yeah.
This is why we don't watch movies here anymore.
Yeah, because we're busy now.
No, we watch them all.
Yeah, dude.
Y'all be having the good ones over here too.
Like we watched all the good movies on Netflix, HBO, and Amazon, like Prime. She got it down. D, but now that you consider yourself like top barber now, like
Established. Yeah.
I would say yeah. I still want to work.
You still want to
more.
grow.
Yeah.
Right? Still want to grow.
I mean, we always have to keep learning, right?
Barber game's always changing,
Yeah.
always evolving.
now, what do you think about those girls? And I don't want to get too crazy with this topic, but there's girls, on Instagram, barbers that use their looks or being a girl to attract clients. And I know that you don't do that. How do you feel about those girls that they do that? Like, I don't know.
Do you ever feel like you needed to do that? Like hold a conversation or like try to be liked?
No.
No?
No. Also, because
She never said a word.
I never spoke to clients. Actually, I was very shy. I didn't know what to talk to them about.
Yeah.
But I really never really care about what other girl barbers do, as long as they get their money, right?
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that the reason she's booked and she's consistent is not because she speaks. Honestly, she doesn't talk. Like, she talks to a few clients. But me, we kind of spoke. I like just sitting in her chair and falling asleep. She's the only one out of this whole shop that respects me for that. Nobody else does. Everybody wants to talk to me. Like, when I get a haircut, everybody's like, "Oh, Jimmy, what's up, man?" They'll start talking to me. D knows. Jimmy's getting a haircut. Don't talk to me. I fall asleep. She has very smooth hands. She doesn't say a word to me. And I feel like she has a lot of older gentlemen that want that don't talk to me. I'm here just to enjoy
relax.
my haircut. And I've noticed that, like Homero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I started cutting him. I think I cut him twice. Then he tried her out and then never came back. He just comes in, falls asleep while he's getting his shave.
And then you leave.
And then he leaves. And I like that. So I feel like older gentlemen like that. And that's why I feel like you have like 40-year-olds.
Yeah, most of my clientele is gentlemen.
Yeah. A little older.
Yeah.
So y'all, whenever y'all ended up moving to that shop in Plaza Americas, that's whenever you went with Jimmy over there?
Mm-mm.
He went on his own first.
No, I was at school actually, and then I
gotcha.
stopped seeing him for
That was like 2016.
2 years. Yeah.
And then in 2018, I was working from home and she was still in school. And actually, my house was close to her school, so I would come by and visit her.
And that's where you saw me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or-
At that
Oh,
school.
because you were going to schools getting barbers for your shop.
Well, at that time, no.
Well, you were doing it. You were helping.
Vidal, I was about to help a friend open a shop. He was the investor and I was the manager. And I was, looking for barbers. And I went to Post Oak Barber School and I saw her there again. So we reconnected. And when we opened up in August 2019, actually, we opened up this shop called V's Gentlemen that no longer exists. That she was one of the first barbers there with Ramfetti and Efrain. And it was a whole bunch of young barbers. But the owner there, he just didn't understand how the barber world,
Because he wasn't a barber.
No.
Oh, okay.
So, 4 months in, he's like, "Yo, why we ain't profiting?
Yeah.
Where my money?
Where my money at?" And I'm like, "Yo, chill. Like, I'm trying to, get this going." So he wanted me to manage. He wanted me to pay booth rent too. He wanted me to pay bills. And I'm like, "Dude, everything that you see me do here, I was doing it for his shop."
Everybody thought it was his shop, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and I did it because I agreed and I wanted to manage. I didn't want to open another shop. I wanted to be a manager and I wanted to go into real estate, but God pushed me this way. And I think in August, a year after that, the dude was really like, just getting on my nerves, and I was trying to stay there, but he kept pushing me, treating me like, like crap, cursing at me like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here trying to bust my butt, trying to, you know, be a good manager. And one day I was like, man, I can't take it. And he goes, I was like, hey, can I just rent a booth from you? I don't want to manage your shop. Can I just rent a booth? He goes, no. Either you manage my shop or you could leave. And I was like, dang, bro. Like, but, you know, one of my buddies was like, you doing too much for this place. I was doing the marketing, washing towels, cleaning the shop, bringing in barbers, everything that I do here, I was doing it for him. And, you know, and he still wanted me to pay bills. And I was like, bro, like the whole thing, I was booth rent free. So that day I remember I told him, I was like, nah, bro, I can't work for you anymore. And I was like, just give me till the weekend. And he's like, nah, you grab your stuff and leave right now. So I bounced, and he was there like, man.
It was a Friday, 12 p.m.
And you saw like the whole altercation go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was afraid of him. He was quite, you know, I don't know, his attitude was not all there. And she messaged me that night. She goes, bro, I picked up my stuff and I brought it home with me. And we're like, I'm like, man, what are we going to do? I'm like, man, I don't know. And that day, that's when I went to Dapper. I went to Dapper and I was like, yo, like, you know, I'm just looking to work. So Benny was like, man, just set up. You got clients right now? I was like, yeah. I told him the whole situation, how I just, you know, kind of got let go right there. So Benny opens the door. I messaged her that night. I'm like, yo, I found a shop. So me and her go work for Benny the next day. But, you know, that was Saturday. And then Sunday, Benny, I, and D had a meeting and we couldn't come to terms. And that Sunday night, I called it like, I was going to find her a shop. And I was going to get me a suite by myself, just me by myself. Just got done with barbershops. Like, I was like, man, I'm so tired of shops. I don't want to know nothing about shops. I had bad experiences with business partners, with owners, like being a manager. Like, I was tired of shops, bro. But I remember I was like, man, house prices are going up. I was like, man, I got like $7,000-8,000 just laying around, man. Let me open up a double suite and then have her on commission, you know? And then she was like, I don't want to work for nobody else. I just want to work for you, Jimmy.
Shut up.
Is it true?
That's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I don't remember.
What'd you
but
say?
That's not what I would say.
I was like, yo, let me find you a shop. She's like, I don't know. Like, I kind of don't feel comfortable working somewhere else. Like, she felt comfortable with me. I mean, everybody knows that I'm too nice. And I was like, man, what do I do? And I feel responsible for you. I'm just being honest. That's how I feel for all of y'all. Like, the same way I feel for all of y'all here, like, feel responsible for you guys. You know, when we're not busy, that's how I felt. I was like, dang, I brought her here now. Like, she's left without a job. Like, what do I do? I brought her to Dapper. We couldn't come to terms. Like, what do I do? And I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, man, what if I get a double suite? And she's like, all right. So I texted you. I was like, look, D, like, you want to work for me? Like, for me, I'm going to get a double suite. Like, you know, I'm going to go all in and you're going to work for me. But, like, let's get serious about it. And it was like Sunday, 10 o'clock at night, 11 p.m. She's like, I'm in. So Monday morning we got our suite. And I think Tuesday or Wednesday we started working. And that's when Elite Barber Parlour was born. And then from there, she got booked, and then we brought, like, the rest is history. And that happened August 2020, bro. Yeah, and we just blew up. Yeah. Thanks to her.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Your fault. Nah, your fault. You got me all.
Turn that little button. No, the other one.
The little pink one.
Oh, hold on. That's D. Honestly, thank you, D. You know, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like, this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Can you imagine that? Elite Barber Parlour wouldn't exist if it wasn't for D.
You're welcome.
It's crazy, you know, and she got booked up so quick. And, you know, sometimes I look at her and I kind of feel proud of her. You know, when there's days where I got 3 appointments on a Wednesday and she's like booked up, I'm like,
I see you.
yeah. You know.
And D, where do you see yourself like in a few years in this game? Do you see yourself like owning? Do you want to own? Are you comfortable where you're at, or you just want to keep on growing like as a barber? Or what do you see yourself in a few years?
Well, actually, I never think ahead. For right now, I'm just comfortable.
Yeah, just enjoying the moment as you go. Yeah.
So I tend to have these comfortable stages. And then I had to have a talk with Jimmy, and then he makes me like get motivated and see what I do after. But yeah, for now.
Yeah, I got you.
Like when I first, you know, when she first came to work, she didn't have goals. She was just coasting through life. And for me, it's like, what are your goals? Yeah. You know, that's what I tell everybody here. Like, if you guys don't want me to motivate you or push you, tell me, hey, Jimmy, that ain't me. I'll stop pushing you. But with D, you know, like, we're the only ones there. And I was always like, hey, show up early, leave late, push, come on, grind. Like, I would motivate her, you know, push her. And to this day, sometimes I do. Like, I remember the other day, I haven't had a talk with her because, you know, she's established. So I don't push her. Like, I usually push the new barbers here. And I remember one day she grabbed the stool and she goes over there. She goes, Jimmy, I'm getting too comfortable. Necesito que me regañes. I'm like, all right, let's go outside. Let me talk to you. But yeah, I mean, I motivate everybody. And
yeah, I feel like we need that sometimes because that's with everybody. Everybody's going to get comfortable, especially like barbering. Once you get everything down, like you have your little system, then it's easy to get comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to publicly thank you for that, Manny, too. Because, like, you know, I get comfortable, too. And I would always tell her, like, when we were in the suite, I was like, dude, like, stop coming in looking lazy, dragging your feet. Like, it's hard to motivate myself to come to work, and then seeing you here, you drag me, bro. And I used to tell her, like, you drag the energy out of me, bro. Go home. Go, like, and then come back, you know? And here, like, there was a time where, like, I kind of lost that motivation. And when you came in, you know, with your camera, doing all this recording, and we started doing all these ideas that I never thought we'd be doing this, like, I kind of got motivated, and it kind of sparked something in me. Because there was times where I didn't care about how I cut them, or, like, I just kind of was going through the motions. Now I'm like, oh, man, let me fade this a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get this cut a little bit better.
Falling in love with the game again, right?
You know, I'm actually following barbers, like, Lowe's cut it again. Like, dang, that's a nice shop. Like, I used to, like, not even look at Instagram no more. I used to not care about my cuts. Like, I just wanted to be a barbershop owner and just, you know, focus on that. But now I feel like I'm loving the game again, like watching faded culture again, like watching other people cut. And I'm like, yo, like, okay. So I want to publicly thank you for that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. The clapping one, the top one. Right. Oh, that's laughing. I thought it was clapping.
Oh, man. So, D, anything else you want to add? You want to publicly tell me something?
No, yeah. I do want to thank you. Don't cry, though. No, because if it weren't for you, I also wouldn't be here. Again, you're welcome.
Well, which one's the love one? Oh, man. Okay. Well, I mean, this is crazy, you know, like, from Plaza Americas, she saw that hood shop. These gentlemen, she saw that. Gallery salons, she saw that along the way. She's seen me, you know, excited. She's seen me happy. It's funny, she's seen me cry, bro. Like, at least 3 times.
No more.
Yeah.
Man, come on. Man.
Why you put him out there like that,
bro? You know?
He even gave you a number, and you're like, nah.
It was more times.
Yeah, I mean, there was times where I was going through stuff in my personal life, you know? So she knows I'm human, and she doesn't see me as, oh, this big boss, like, you know, like under a lot of stress. And she was always like there for me when I would be like, man, D, I'm going through this, like in my personal life or in the shop. And she's always been like, you know, kind of my support sometimes. You know, it's kind of cool to have her. She's seen a lot of things, actually. But
in 2 years?
3. We've been almost 3. So August 2019, 2020, 2021, 4. Dude, we've been working together for 4 years.
And do you see yourself like staying in the industry for a while, or do you is your attention anywhere else, or you like barbering?
No, I like barbering.
Yeah,
I like it. Sometimes I come in and it doesn't feel like a job anymore.
Yeah.
It's just something you love. It's something you enjoy.
I remember when you used to come to gallery salons, it felt like a job. These gentlemen felt like a job, but I feel like when we moved here, for some reason, I saw the change in you. Like, you're kind of like...
I guess because I didn't have to spend so much time with you. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like you make it a comfortable environment, though, you know? You kind of let everybody do their own thing, and while still keeping some structure to it, you know? Instead of being super, super strict on how you want it to be.
Yeah, I don't like being super strict unless I really have to.
It's because he's too nice, too.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like that's why the shop flows the way it does, because I am nice, you know. But I think sometimes I have to step in and be like, yo.
Yeah, because people walk over you.
They do. Yep. But, you know, and I'm learning to tell them, like, yo, okay, enough is enough. I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
I'm learning to really confront people now. I'm not a confrontational person, and I don't like to hurt people's feelings. Like, you know, if you've been here, you've been part of Elite. Like, I don't want to just be like, hey, get out. You know, because you've added on to the shop. To me, you've added, like, value to me, even if you're maybe what you added wasn't much. Like, I can't just be like, oh, I don't like the way you work. You're lazy. Get out. You know, I just can't get myself to do that. But I am getting to the point where I'm like, hey, look, man. Either you get serious or I had to cut somebody out last week, you know.
Because you got a vision now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. So, Manny, what about you, man? Where do you see yourself in a few years?
I'm the same way. I feel like I don't really put like an image there or go there, but I definitely try to stay motivated with like what's going on in the industry and then try to get a little bit of that or be a part of that, you know what I mean? Just something to keep on giving me a new challenge instead of just coming in and cutting hair. Because there is some days I come in and I'm just like, damn, I didn't record today. I don't even think about posting today. Like, this isn't cool, you know what I mean? I can't just come in like a robot and just do my job and go home. It's not. I can make a living like that, but I'm never going to come ahead like that, you know?
And I think us doing this podcast, these videos, I don't know, it gives us that jump again, you know, not just being robots coming in, you know, just doing the same thing every day. And that's that was kind of happening to me. And I never thought I would grow my love for barbering again. But I've been cutting for 12 years, going on 13.
He actually tried, though.
I tried cutting.
He was watching YouTube videos.
About what?
About hair cutting and techniques. Yeah. And he was trying new techniques. Yeah. And then he would be like, D, I just tried this and it actually worked and this and that. You should try it. I'm like,
yeah. And I feel like that's a good thing, though. You know what I mean? Wanting to learn all these other new things.
Yeah, because I think as some old barbers like, I already know how to cut. Like, it is what it is. But that's what I like to learn from everybody, even from D. You know, like I watch her cut and I'm like, yo, what is she doing? Yeah. You know, how do you hold those big old Babyliss clippers with those little hands, bro? You 4'11". Like, I see her, I feel like she's grabbing the clipper with like two hands. She's
actually, I did not like them at first because they were so big, but I got used to them.
What did you used to use before Babyliss?
The walls.
Yeah. Magic clips?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her favorite clippers or trimmers were the Andes TL wireless.
No. I bought them. I bought them because they were cool. I like how it was wireless, and I bought 2 of them.
Yeah. For $180.
He's like, I would have gave you a better deal.
I wasn't selling clippers.
Okay, yeah, he wasn't selling clippers. Nah. But they stopped working, and they will bite when I would use them, and when I was using them, they will turn off, and they'll turn on again, and they'll turn off.
Damn.
And I was like, I just spent so much money on this.
Yeah, the blade would come out, and then it wouldn't, like, it would turn off and on. Like, she would have to keep it on, and like as soon as it would turn off, she would pull it off and then turn back on. And then she like got me a lot of times back here because the blade would come off, and she, man, honestly, you got me a couple of times. I just didn't say it.
Yeah. Shut up.
Nah, but
I was like, I'm gonna keep using them. I spent my money on them.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, those were the worst. I'll say that, man. But D, thank you for, you know, being part of Elite, and, you know, guys, subscribe to our channel. Follow, what's your Instagram?
dd.urbano.
Fresh
cut Manny.
jcuts_elite. And D, I want to publicly tell you this. You are never allowed to leave Elite Barber Parlour.
I quit.
Grab your stuff and go home now. All right, guys. Well,
see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.